Hi, my name is Cam, and I love magical girls. In theory. If you ask me anything about Sailor Moon, I would probably be like, huh? But I did watch Magical Madoka, Cardcaptor Sakura, and, of course, my favorite, My Little Pony. Okay, so that last one may have seemed a little unorthodox, but I'm a My Little Pony magical girl truther, okay? And it's also the real inspo for my first OCs, Emo Bee Girl and Na'vi. And we'll get into the names later, but I kind of lying to you right now because technically they weren't my first OCs, because my real first OC was a pony. Yeah. These OCs honestly hold a level of sentimental value for me because I remember being so proud of these when I made them when I was like 11. For reference, I am 19 now, and it's actually so crazy looking back at some of my very first drawings. Like, there has definitely been some improvement, but I can't help but reminisce on how fun drawing was for me back then. I mean, like, I didn't really post on social media at all, and I wasn't really on the internet to begin with. Besides, is there something behind? In all seriousness though, I do kind of miss that era of my art because there was like a level of passion that I find that I've been missing in the past couple of years. So, in this video, I decided to take the time to redesign some of my old OCs. If anything, I kind of wanted to focus on modernizing their designs while also pretty much keeping like main key aspects. So that's pretty much meant to mean that the designs don't make full like practical sense, but that's not really what I'm here for. I will say I did kind of step out of my comfort zone with some of these choices, but overall, I'll let each speed paint kind of speak for themselves. Yes, you read that right. I think 11-year-old me fancied herself some sort of comedian because the way her design is the exact opposite of what her name is kind of supposed to be is actually making me spiral. Looking at her OG design, it is very obvious that I was a fan of emojis, especially the smiley face, which, okay, so this is sort of kind of off topic, but every time I look at her design, it just reminds me of the pink themed pillow that I had that I think it was from Justice. I'm not really sure. Back in this era of time, I was like really into the poop emoji, and I don't really know what that says about me. Also, for a little context, the other drawing in the corner is actually how it's recent. I was trying to plan out how I would design the characters if I was making them today, and then I ended up combining that with the OG design to kind of go for the final look that I was trying to accomplish. If I'm being real, both of these designs, I struggled with the colors. Like, you're gonna see me fiddle around with her hair a bajillion times, and to be honest, I'm still not like 100% into her color scheme, but you know what? That's no longer my problem. She definitely has a very familiar looking design in being more of a just traditional magical girl with like a fluffy dress and like little accents, which, I am a little guilty pleasure that I have. And to be honest, the more I stare at her, the more she like really reminds me of like Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie's old color scheme. And I don't know how to feel, but hey, she's cute enough to pass. Also, I'm not even gonna mention her sword. I did not use a reference. When I tell you like these were, if anything, like a warm-up, I was not feeling it. I did at one point consider making her more emo or like actually gothic I feel like that I was trying to go for, but I was just gonna not mess with the source material. Throughout the whole process, I have been trying to like think what I should rename her, but Emo Bee Girl, why fix something that isn't broken? But yeah, you know what? Someone definitely cooked here with their original design, and that someone was definitely not me. But hey, you win some, you lose some, you look at them and you're like, okay, queen. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this design. And yeah, I think she looks alright. She looks a little cutie patootie. Only thing is, I should have added more poop. Only downside. Okay, so on her surface, Na'vi's name makes a whole lot more sense than Emo Bee Girl. But when I tell you the origins of it, it kind of falls apart. If you aren't aware, back in like the early 2010s, there was this tablet that was marketed towards children called the Na'vi, which basically was kind of like the beginning of the end for the introduction of iPad kids. It had some like reminiscence of like the Leapfrog, which I don't know if I'm showing my age. I don't even feel like I'm that old, but okay. And basically this tablet, it was like, mine was like a bright reddish orange, and it was manufactured in a way to make sure kids didn't destroy it in like T-minus 0.2 seconds. Except I vividly remember my older brother had literally just sat on it and then he had cracked my screen. So, R.I.P. to my Na'vi. What also makes Na'vi's design, the character, not the tablet, even more silly is that it means butterfly in French, and like you can kind of see she has some butterfly motifs, but Na'vi isn't French. But I was just gonna keep it because again, I was pooped. This was me getting out of art block. When I originally made her design, I had no clue what region she was supposed to be from. Except I could tell it was like East Asian inspired, which I'm not gonna hound 11-year-old me for not like doing extensive research. So instead, I decided to choose more so like Chinese inspiration for her outfit. It isn't really like one-to-one. Again, like I did do some research, but then I kind of kept getting confused with like different like Chinese dynasties. So if anything is kind of off, I do apologize for that. And on the topic of her design more, although she's supposed to be a magical girl, for some reason she had fairy wings, and it's not like they work, because I haven't mentioned a single story for these girls. That's because there really wasn't one. Like I like to make characters based on vibes, and you know what, I kept those wings for the vibes. Like I thought they were cool then, and again I just kept them because I wasn't about to figure that out. She has wings. She's very much culturally diverse with her name, her clothing, and the random introduction of wings. So I did also struggle on her colors, not as much as Emo Bee Girl, but it was less of figuring out like exactly what colors to use and more so what hue and like where to place them, because I had just drastically changed her outfit. And the more I'm looking at her, the more she reminds me a lot of Toph from The Last Airbender. But you know what? I would have been an earthbender if I was in Avatar. So it works out. But this is a redesign of Na'vi. I think out of the two, she is definitely my favorite. No tea, no shade, but you know, that's just how it is. Emo Bee Girl. I feel like it balances itself out because Emo Bee Girl would have been my favorite when I was younger. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Na'vi, especially like her hair. I love the way she turned out, and also her eyes. I don't usually give my OCs like purple eye color. I mainly stay to like mostly normal, but yeah, I think after this I'm gonna start incorporating more fun eye colors. But yeah, definitely my cutie patootie.